you can drag click, you can actually blow
Oh, he drag click
the anchor and place one.
I was like, did Mojang allow a glitch like to summon 3 of those? Hello everyone, my name is Zurionics, and today we'll be reacting to things speedrunners do that you probably don't understand. Now, yes, I have a Christmas little thing. I'm incredibly ill, so yeah, but that's not gonna stop us from making a video. I was a Minecraft speedrunner before, but I'll be pretty much explaining each strategy they use in this game. So here we go.
Have you ever wondered why speedrunners alternate gravel and soul sand when building up? Well, the short answer is it's faster. But the long answer is that's not really true. The main difference you're seeing on screen right now is on the right side. I am switching blocks, yes, but I'm tapping spacebar every time I place a block instead of holding spacebar. We can see it in this gravel demonstration really well. You go so much faster simply timing your spacebar jumps. I was actually really confused when I started making this video because
also you can use a soul sand block to get yourself a further distance if you have soul speed boots. And you know how you like place a block every time you start running, like you say you run, then you jump, then you place a soul sand block, then you gain that burst of speed. That's actually very useful in the nether if you want to like quickly pick up the pace.
I knew that alternating blocks made it faster, but I tested it and they were the exact same. Sorry, they looked the exact same. You actually do save time, but it is way smaller than I thought. Over the course of 30 or so blocks, I literally saved half a second.
Yeah.
The reason this happens is because soul sand is a slightly shorter block, so jumping from soul sand to a normal block takes slightly less time than from normal block to a normal block. You save time going from the shorter block to the taller block, but actually don't lose any time going from the taller block to the shorter block. And I'm not going to get into the whole thing. You can read Feinberg's message if you want, but the way Minecraft rounds, it's actually faster to alternate soul sand. Wow, that is a way longer explanation than I thought I would need. We're going through a lot of strats today, so buckle in. I think this video is going to be really cool. You might know that double-clicking on an item groups all of that item together, but
please do this in Minecraft speedrun. It saves you so much time. You can also hold and drag to collect the items you want in the chest.
What you might not know how to do,
I'm pretty sure
this. It's called quick looting, and the way to do it is while holding shift, hover over an item, press a hotkey, click the empty spot, hotkey again, and click the
if you guys saw my Minecraft experience, you saw me doing this a lot back then.
Same spot. And if you do this fast enough, it'll collect all of your items in your inventory. You can do this with any of your hotkeys, but I like using my offhand because it's more convenient. When overlapping a craft, like a crafting table and sticks, you can actually right and left click at the same time to instantly craft both. This does work for things like shovels and axes, but sometimes it glitches out. And so even though it doesn't look like you crafted it, if I save inventory, it did actually craft it. It's just like a ghost item. Turning on hitboxes is an easy way to see kelp floating on the surface. This usually means there's a magma ravine at the bottom, but like lots of things in this video, magma ravines don't exist in the later versions of
so what happens is, I think Mojang realized, oh, these guys can probably make portals just by going into the magma. Maybe that's the reason, but the other reason was they wanted to expand the cave system. That's why the magma looks kind of weird in the newer versions.
Minecraft. So lots of the strats talked about here are mainly used in version 1.16.1. This is the fastest version to speedrun Minecraft in what the world.
Sometimes there's no lava underneath these ravines. I don't know why. That makes me reset.
You can actually build another portal without a bucket. I'm not going to explain how to do it here, but one thing I do think is interesting is to do it, you need to know how deep the lava is. And
yes, so the lava has to be pretty deep. So I think ideally 5 blocks deep, if I remember. And what you do is you basically place around you, and then what it does is that the lava kind of like pushes it out. It's really hard. Even
so when I mine this magma, I'm looking at this block right here to see the Y value. There, I saw that it was 4 for a second before the obsidian covered it.
So what he's gonna do is he's gonna place a block after he destroys the block so the lava doesn't turn to obsidian.
And so I know I have to...
And what he does, he uses sand to dig down deep, and he lands in the lava with the door.
Drop 2 pieces of sand to get to a Y value of 6. I need a Y value of 6 to do the rest of the shenanigans.
So I think the hardest part where a lot of people are going to struggle is these 2 doors. If you have these 2 doors placed like this, you're doing it correctly. Other than that, this is basically a gamble. Pretty much a gamble because you need to make sure there's enough lava below you, right?
I'm not going to go into this video, but I think are really cool and at least worth mentioning.
Yep, there we go.
When making lava portals, you might not...
And most of the times, you might not have flint and steel, so what they use is wood to hopefully light up the portal, because the wood burns underneath, right?
Always have flint and steel to light your portal. And so you might see speedrunners put leaves or wood next to their portal to try and light it. Leaves are actually slightly better because they burn a little bit faster than wood. And you might see them turn their difficulty to hard mode because fire spreads more on hard mode. When looting desert temples, you can place sand below you to take less fall damage. And if you time it perfectly, you'll only take half a heart of fall damage. It's like weird. You take a damage tick and hit the sand, but don't lose any momentum when you do so. You can blow up TNT underwater if you place it on a pressure plate. This is especially useful for getting flint quickly. And if you place a door on...
You can also do it for wood as well.
A trap door of a shipwreck while mining extra wood. You can simply flip the trap door to get your door back. You can see further in the nether by going to Quake Pro because nether fog is loaded in a plane from the player. And so
I always play Quake Pro. Everyone plays normal POV. I don't know why.
Sadly, this doesn't work in newer versions. After opening your inventory, if you press tab, the book will be highlighted, and then from there you can.
I don't use that.
You can actually use this to craft slightly faster.
I use it for
because instead of going all the way over to grab your item, you can just press space and you're instantly over the item. And so you'll see a lot of runners do this to craft everything they want. When using TNT to collect gold from a bastion, you can actually briefly light yourself on fire to reduce the knockback from TNT. This
I did not know that. That's interesting.
Also works with Hoglins.
I hate doing bridge. I know a lot of new speedrunners would enjoy bridge, but I'll be honest with you, bridge is very hell. Especially if you don't know a specific route and you're just going straight for the gold blocks, I think you're most likely screwed. I don't like...
Most speedrunners drop a piece of gravel on their trading pit, not only to elevate
my favorite one is
housing.
Housing's really
easier, but this will also actually kill any baby piglins at the bottom. This is important because those baby piglins can actually hold on to a lot of gold. If you're in an area with crimson or warp nilium and there's nothing growing on the bottom, you are guaranteed another layer above with grass and...
I did not know that. That's interesting.
Mushrooms and whatnot. Ideally, you should eat food when identically matches how much hunger you're missing. Salmon heals 3.
I mean, if you guys don't know this, come on, man. You don't need to know this in a speedrun. This is just common sense.
I'm 3 down, so now would be the perfect time to eat. This maximizes the distance you can run while also healing you optimally. Although in cases when you're extremely...
Let's say you're down to like 1 hunger. You consume a food that gives you more than 1 hunger, 6 hunger ideally. It actually regenerates faster if I recall. I think he's about to explain in this part right now.
Well, you should just eat as soon as possible. When getting to a blaze spawner, your highest priority should be clearing out as many blocks as you can. A common way to do this
I still struggle doing that.
The important thing is you want to get rid of all of the
so annoying
Blazes
to
need
do.
a light level of 11 or less. Fire.
Like, you need to have like a specific height to blow it up, and it has to be angled correctly. I think it's pretty easy. I think you just have to get used to it.
Gives off a light level of 15. I say this because on exposed spawners like this, you want to use soul sand to expand your platform. You not only want to do this because entities take less knockback while on soul sand, but if blazes...
I should have been doing that in my speedruns, not gonna lie. I did not know that. I didn't know blazes would get sucked into the soul sand.
Create fire, soul fire actually isn't bright enough to stop blazes from spawning. And you get soul sand from bastions. It helps you stack faster. It's like a win-win all around. Soul sand is just great. In certain bastion routes, you can actually hover over a block. The piglins will think you're standing here and pathfind into your hole better. In certain bastion routes, you might see people toggle hard mode
to let the piglins become more aggressive so they can fall down. But I still don't like bridge.
This just makes it so piglins
annoying.
Can fall
Look at
from
this.
A further height. Also, it's a good idea to throw out your flint and steel and exchange it for fire charges. This just makes it easier for inventory management because you don't have to continuously...
Although bridge does give a shit ton of gold, now that I think about it.
Throw out fire charges, you can just throw out the flint and steel ones. Which brings me on to another point. You normally want to have this in your top left slot of your inventory because when you have your book open, as soon as you open your inventory, your mouse is already over this, so it makes it really easy to swap this in like another...
That is conventional, but I don't really see myself using that. Although I should be using that if I'm going for a world record.
The same technique used to find silverfish spawners in strongholds can be used to find blaze spawners in the nether. So I see this orange slice.
The pie chart is something that a lot of new speedrunners would not be able to understand. This could be pretty difficult for most new speedrunners.
Get bigger. I know that there's going to be a blaze spawner in this direction.
You can also do it for Bastion. Not Bastion, but you can use like the POV, the line of sight, to determine where the entities are. It shows like an E, like how many entities there are in that POV.
With soul speed and are running on the edge of a block, you can do something called soul speed skating. This is because in 1.16, if you're on the edge of a block, Minecraft doesn't actually count you as touching that block. So you can basically get
wow, I did not know that. That's actually so cool.
Speed effect forever. When crafting wool, you'll see a lot of speedrunners throw out one of their string. This means you're guaranteed to have 3 left over so that you can craft a bow, sorry.
Yeah, a bow. Yeah, you need a bow to destroy the crystals. It's just to save a little bit more time. It also helps the dragon to purge.
So you can craft a bow, which is really important. You can bait wither skeletons off the side of a cliff by putting a lava bucket. They think
that looks really dangerous.
Gets a block and we'll just walk straight off. When running down hallways,
a lot of people usually knock the wither skeletons. Even Feinberg does it. Majority of the speedrunners, they just get out with your wither skeletons. Just knock them out. But now I've learned that. That's interesting. But I'm also worried if the wither skeleton, if there's too many wither skeletons, best believe, man, they're gonna climb and definitely gonna get hit on you if you're on one block. So it's good to build a little bit higher, right?
You might see speedrunners place a block occasionally. Yep. This makes it so you can run faster.
If you do it the opposite direction, like if you do it instead of from the top, you do it from the bottom, you're actually gaining a burst of speed like I mentioned earlier.
But you might say, why don't you spam place gravel block like this? And the main argument for this one is it uses less blocks, but also you're looking more straight, so it's easier to check both directions as opposed to looking straight down. I mean, I guess it's a minor thing, but I think that's why most people do this. When measuring eyes, it's useful to turn down your sensitivity.
I hate doing the eyes sometimes. I don't know what's with my luck. When it comes to like doing the, I think it was a calculator, but it wasn't really a calculator. It pretty much just assumes where the stronghold is. It basically pinpoints exactly where it is if you're measuring from 2 different angles properly. If you measure like this angle, like it's bad. Like if it's like here, like put one eye of ender here, then you put a second eye ender here, then they cross, and then it lets you know where the stronghold is. Hopefully that makes sense.
Activity. You might see players go to control
and
tab space into mouse settings. So instead of clicking up here, I just click control, tab, space, and then I can click this raw input, which slows my mouse sensitivity down. So I can do that a lot faster. Also, you'll see people get in and out
is that
of
like the new
boats
thing
before
now?
they
A
throw
lot of
their
people do
eye
this
of ender.
sensitivity.
This is for a really advanced strategy. It basically allows you to be more accurate with your measurements. You can see the angle you're looking at on the F3.
But I do remember like when they introduced the calculator for the stronghold, it was, why was that allowed? Isn't that technically cheating? Because you exactly know where the stronghold is, right? Would it be better if you just write it down on a piece of paper or like calculate in your head to exactly know where the stronghold is, right? That's why back then when they introduced that calculator, everyone was like fuming. They were like, why did he allow this? That's why you get like speedruns exceeding sub 7, you know? Like they beat Minecraft under 7 minutes.
Menu right here, but if you press F3 and C, you'll copy text to your clipboard that gives you 2 decimal places instead of 1 here. And the reason we use a boat is because it allows us to get 3 decimal places of precision, because boats, when placed down, don't exactly line up with your player's angle. They'll actually lock onto like one of 300 or however many angles, but we can predict what these angles will be. And if you get in and out of a boat, it matches you up perfectly to that angle. And those angles can get us more decimal places of...
Has speedrunners been doing this recently? I've never seen a speedrunner do that.
Precision.
The boat trick?
So that's why you use a boat, because the angles need to be really precise.
I know Kurboy does like the hitboxes where he's basically on the edge of the chunk and then he basically does the eye. I don't remember what the technique was, but it's been so long for me, man.
Precise to find a stronghold. Because you're basically doing trigonometry with really big triangles, because they could be 2,000 blocks away. And so if your triangle is 2,000 blocks long this way and only like 5 blocks long this way, you really need precise angles to predict the stronghold with accuracy. That felt like it made sense in my head, but if it didn't, I'm sorry. If the stronghold is less than 200 blocks away, you can actually break your portal while going through it so that you can build another portal really close and not have it linked to this one. If you start jumping as soon as you light a portal, after the 8th jump, you can switch to your lava bucket and break the portal as you go through. It's just like a really nice setup. Let's see if I can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, I didn't do it.
It's not easy, huh?
There we go. So now the portal was broken, and theoretically...
I feel like you only do this if you have no other choice.
I could build another one like right here, and this one would put me underground because the one at the surface was broken. So that's like a really cool minor strat.
It's faster than digging down.
If you portal...
You know, one time my nether portal was on the end portal, which is funny. I don't remember which clip it was, but it's been so long.
Into an ocean.
That was crazy.
An ocean, and need to do a hunger reset. You can actually do one underwater. Simply dig like a 2-block hole pit, and then all of your items will go to the bottom. And so this makes it really nice because my inventory isn't going to change at all. If your blind puts you in an ocean and you go down to pick up some Eyes of Ender that were on the ground, a really fast way to get up is to use soul sand and gravel. You can just do this.
That's so cool.
I think it's really fun. Another cool one. You can do a super...
Most people know that in like non-Minecraft speedruns because they use it to make elevators.
Super simple hunger reset just by setting up like this. Just another super simple way to refresh your hunger so you can pearl around a little bit faster. The reason you might see speedrunners stack up 2 blocks and put themselves into...
That is true. I should probably destroy more of the portal. Like, I should destroy the portal if I want to reset in the portal.
So I don't have to before throwing their first Eye of Ender is just to make sure that your player doesn't have any movement. Because even though you might look like you stopped moving, for a quarter second after, you might be moving by like 1/100th of a block, and that could really matter. If
don't you have to place like 2 blocks down?
So building up like this and running into a corner just guarantees that, you won't be moving.
You can also place a second block on the right, and then you could just force your character in the corner, and then it will eventually line up.
If you need to build your portal at the bottom of a lava lake, there's actually a really cool and clean way. And then as you break this bottom gravel, you can light the portal, and the other 2 gravel will break on the portal block. And so you can just light it while you're completely...
I've seen someone like build a nether portal using like nether fences, and then like they just build like around like in like less than 2 seconds.
Lava. I think it's cool. Sprint crawling in 1.16 is a super big thing, so you can throw an ender pearl while sprinting to maintain your sprint in a 1x1. You can also do this in a boat if you're sprinting while you enter it. Fun fact.
I still recommend boat just because you don't waste pearls.
Swimming with a dolphin is actually faster than using a boat, so you'll often see speedrunners lower their render distance down to 2 to try and get dolphins to spawn next to them if they're traveling in an ocean. Unfortunately, you can't do this in cold oceans and maybe warm oceans, but all the other ones you can get dolphins to spawn, so it's nice. If you need to get food from animals, you can actually place a lava bucket straight through entities.
That's pretty much like if you don't have flint. Actually, you can use flint and steel, but with a lava bucket, they can't move. They're like basically immobilized, but you have to time it really well to kill them, right?
So you don't have to worry about
maybe 2 seconds.
Lava bucket to anywhere specific. So like this guy, look at this. I can just place the lava bucket on the other side of him. Kind of cool, huh? If you are pillaring up and your biome is a gravelly mountains, it's always good practice to end with a soul sand, so that if you ever run into gravel, all right, let me go up a little bit higher. So if you ever run into gravel, still nothing. So if you ever run into gravel,
oh my god.
Okay, sure, it'll be soon. So if you ever run into gravel, it'll just break on you and you won't like suffocate and die. In a stronghold, the first time you get near a silverfish spawner, it's guaranteed to spawn silverfish. So as long as you haven't created any by punching holes in the wall, if you hear a silverfish on your subtitles, you can guarantee following this to get to the portal room. And this is especially nice if you're at a weird spot like here, pretend the stronghold was here, you hear a silverfish, you can dig to it through a wall. Another super useful thing is in these 5 ways, if you ever have a blank wall of stone like this, there's gonna be a hidden room behind it. There's a chance for there not to be if it's facing like south or something, but every other instance, you see a stone wall, there's gonna be a hidden room here and you can explore the rest of the stronghold. This one's just a personal favorite, but if you know how to drag click, you can drag click your Eyes of Ender.
You have to,
the point is, if a frame already has an eye in it, you can right click on it and you're not gonna like accidentally throw an eye. So you can just spam clicking as fast as you want.
So as long as your mouse is on the end portal, like each block, you're not gonna use the Eye Ender unless if it's like a cobblestone, then it's you're gonna use an eye.
You get ocean exposed strongholds, you can tell the portal room
iron bars
because it has these iron bars. But if you can't see these, you can actually distinguish the portal room because in every other connection in a stronghold, there's only going to be a 2-block difference in a Y height between every single room except the portal room. So since I see 3 blocks difference here, I know that this and only this
I did not know
will be the portal room. This is another small one, but you might get caves intersecting with your stronghold at some point, and so it might generate over it, or if you get a mine shaft, stuff can look really funky.
like.
But the portal room will never get corrupted like that. And so if you see straight flat walls,
you see strongholds in the
say
water.
in a ravine, for example, you know that it's a portal room. You might know that if you're in the right chunk, the stronghold will always start generating at the 4-4 coordinates of your.
I assume. Wait, is it 4-4? When you dig down, you go straight to the
chunk.
stairs,
but it's
right?
good practice never to dig down here because you can occasionally
fall straight to the
get lava straight in the center of the staircase, and so you'll just fall straight into the
One time I fell into a ravine. That went really well.
lava. So I always like to offset it one so that I'm like at 4.
I also recommend using. Let's say if you did fall into lava or a ravine, you can use an ender pearl to save yourself if you time it properly.
Or 3 or 4 or 5 or
but
something like that.
4, 5, 5 doesn't sound bad.
In a stronghold, you'll often see speedrunners throwing pearls to lower their health so that they can hunger reset in the portal room. And it's actually really convenient because even
I don't trust that lava right there. I know all the items are in one corner, but just having 2 lavas there is just.
though there's blocks missing at the floor here.
Look, he almost jumped in there.
Will go into the exact same spot, and because you pick them all up at the same time, you'll have a perfect hotbar. Because when you die, your items originate from your head. So if I was like this, my items would splay out, but since it's just the head, your items will be fine. And then silverfish also can't pathfind up here because there's like lava. So this is like such a nice play to hunger reset before you go into the stronghold or the end. That was a nice eye fill. Holy.
The only thing I haven't mastered yet in Minecraft speedrunning, I know a lot of people out there said, Tony, what is the only thing you haven't mastered? Zero cycle. That's the hardest one. Like you need to be unemployed to practice that.
Let's freaking go. In a situation like this where you're closed off, I can actually tell how many blocks I need to dig based on my O value, which is this one right here. This tells me that the highest block above my head is Y58. So if I stand here and look at the targeted block, this is Y level 58. And so I can use that information to pearl clip through here. So I know that for 58, I have to pillar up 1 block. And then if I
That's going to be a lot of muscle memory there. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
So now I'm out. Sometimes when doing a 0 cycle, you might need to place an anchor where you've already exploded one. And if you can drag click, you can actually blow up the anchor and place one in the same.
Wait, what did I just watch?
Where you've already exploded one. And if you can drag click, you can actually blow
up he drag click
the anchor and place one.
I was like, did Mojang allow a glitch like to summon 3 of those?
In the same
it was just drag and click. Okay.
If you're like, drag click.
What?
Like, isn't that so cool? It just like places another anchor in the air.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to learn that after I master 0 cycle. Ain't no way I'm learning that first.
Yes, then you can blow it up again.
0 cycle.
Also, I'm just like a huge fan of drag clicking. It's just like so much easier to boat clutch there. I feel so confident in boat clutching if I can drag click. If you have Endermen that are angry at the dragon, you can actually de-aggro them by looking at their eyes. But let's take this guy for
Interesting,
example.
I did not know that.
De-aggro him, boom. Not angry at the dragon anymore. Really cool little kind of pointless feature. Actually, I guess it's kind of nice because if you're
I mean, there was one speedrunner that got killed by Enderman and he thought he got world record. Skycrab 1, man. I feel really bad for you. I remember the other speedrunner, when he beat Skycrab 1's record, he was being very cautious to look around for Enderman. That was really funny. I forgot his name.
Going
but
to
that
the
was,
center to
that
blow
was
up beds
funny.
and you have Enderman angry at the dragon.
That was
you can sometimes like
man.
teleport onto where you're trying to place beds. And so de-aggroing them actually does have a use. Oh my gosh. That was a crazy 0. One myth that I see is when people kill the dragon, they'll protect themselves like this.
Please.
From Enderman
Please.
is the idea.
Please.
Enderman can still attack you through this corner of a block. So the better thing to do is to just place 2 blocks up like this and you're guaranteed never getting an angry Enderman killing you. Unless there's like some weird terrain that like allows it to, you know? But like you guys know that.
Bro, I would just build 10 blocks up and I'll just go straight into the portal.
Oh, almost the tele bridge. So that is pretty much it. Oh, I guess one last thing. So when you're doing a double bed to kill a dragon.
Oh, I know this one.
Whatever. My Minecraft actually instance crashed right there. It's all right. There's more.
I know. So basically, when you place a bed, you kill the ender dragon. No, you don't kill the ender dragon. You hit the dragon's head. But there's a split second where you can place another bed while the dragon's head is still on the bed. I don't know. I'll show you what he means.
There's more stuff out there to learn.
Oh, he doesn't show it?
Why I have this weird thing on my screen to measure eyes of Ender. But those are a lot of cool strats that I thought would be cool to share in a video. So I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you learned something. And that's pretty much it. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
That was a really good video. I basically know half of the things in this video. The other half is like a little bit more niche. Like it's more like small details, like the tap block, the gain of burst of Soul Sand, like you run it on the edge, right? But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts on this video. And yes, I am out.